Hey everyone, if you want to make your own podcast but you don't know where to begin, Spotify for Podcasters makes it super easy. They've got everything in one place, it's totally free, and you can make money while doing it. Here's how it works. Spotify for Podcasters lets you record and edit podcasts right from your phone or computer, so no matter what your setup is like, you can start doing it today. Then you can distribute your podcast to Spotify and pretty much everywhere else podcasts are heard. Video podcasts are also supported, and you can even conduct polls and Q&As. With Spotify for Podcasters, you can earn money in a variety of ways, including ads and podcast subscriptions. And best of all, the platform is totally free. No catch, totally free. When I wanted to start my own podcast, I did not know where to begin, and I didn't think it was even possible. And Spotify for Podcasters made it happen. They made it easy, they made it quick, and I am doing something that I love. What more can I ask for? So if you're interested in starting your own show, you can do it, and I highly recommend you give this a try. Download the Spotify for Podcasters app or go to www.spotify.com/podcasters to get started.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of Everything Kratom, the podcast about anything and everything Kratom. Great to have you with us on this Thursday morning. This is a significant day. The reason being, it is the 50th and final episode of Season 3 of Everything Kratom. Woo, woo, woo! So excited, so happy. Thank you all for being with me through this season. We've come a long way. 150 episodes is a heck of a lot of episodes. And I am just so happy that I am doing it here with you, that we're still here, we're still going strong, and more listeners all the time and more joy to go around. So thanks so much. You guys are amazing, and really happy to be continuing this into season 4 starting tomorrow. So today I was trying to think, what the heck am I going to talk about to finish season 3? It's got to be something interesting, but not just creating some sort of a thing out of thin air that has no substance. And lo and behold, when I woke up this morning, I had it. And the reason why was because I dreamed it. So today we're going to be talking about the really interesting combination of taking kratom and eating blue cheese right before bed and the dreams that result. That is interesting, right? Now I gotcha. Now I've got him hooked. Okay, so here we go. So in the past, I had read that blue cheese can cause really vivid dreams. And I was very interested when I learned about this because I love dreaming and I love having really clear, vivid dreams that I remember, which don't happen too often. So it's nice when it does. So a few years ago, I ate some blue cheese right before bed. And my now wife she was with me at the time, and she also ate blue cheese before bed. And we did it as an experiment. We woke up the next morning and we both had very clear, very vivid, long dreams. And the dreams were ridiculous. They were very funny. They were very real. I don't really know how else to describe it. Ridiculous plots and very, very, very real, to the point where it's like you wake up and you're like, how was I not awake just then? How was I asleep? So I've had a little bit of experience with this, but ever since that first time, I've been trying to do it again. Once in a while, I'll just be like, hey, I have some blue cheese in the house. Let's try and see if we can replicate that. And it's never worked. I've had a few good dreams that have resulted from blue cheese ever since that first experience, but I haven't really had that nice, long, vivid series of dreams that are just like, oh my God, wow, I have to write all these down. And I love dreaming, so it's a shame, and I really was hoping the blue cheese would be the tool to use. So I don't know why it hasn't worked for me since that first experience as well as the first experience, though I've had some luck, until last night. Last night, I took green Thai and white Thai blended together. It's my favorite blend at the moment. So it's a green and white Thai blend. I took 3 grams, which is on the higher end for me because I don't usually take too much kratom, if it's going to be more than 3 grams, it's like very, very, very rare that I would do that. So this was on the higher end for me. I took it 5 minutes before bed. I had eaten blue cheese 20 minutes before bed, or 15 minutes. Let's call it 15. So I ate blue cheese 15 minutes before bed. Not a huge amount, but I had a number of crackers with some blue cheese on it. Okay, so that's what I ate. So you don't have to eat too much, but have a good snack. Brushed my teeth, got ready. Took my kratom, got ready for bed, and was in bed. Fell asleep, and I knew before I fell asleep that I was going to have good dreams. I don't know what it was, but I was just so relaxed, ready for sleep, but my mind was very dreamy already. So I was very excited going to bed. I fell asleep, and I had, just like the first experience, just like the first time when it was just the blue cheese, I had incredible, vivid, wonderful, ridiculous dreams, very real. I almost had a lucid dreaming moment, but when I started realizing I was dreaming, it switched dreams and threw me off. It was like playing hide and seek with my own mind or something like that. But it was just something, it was incredible. It was a really fun experience, and there's nothing harmful about it. That's why I don't mind advocating this one. I mean, I don't advocate for any specific amount of kratom that anyone should take, and do your research and all of that. But when it comes to blue cheese, I'm going to recommend you guys try this. Just try eating blue cheese before bed. I'm comfortable recommending that. So, unless you're lactose intolerant. In which case, I did not just say that. Okay, so before I get in trouble, moving on. No, this is really interesting. I don't know why it worked so well this time, and the only other factors I can find than the first time is that I had kratom too. Now, when I had blue cheese the first time and it worked so well, I had the same amount of blue cheese. I happen to know because it was about the same size snack. I had it 20 minutes before bed because that's what I had read about. 15, 20 minutes before bed is the best time. And I did not take kratom at the time because I wasn't taking much kratom at the time. And that's what happened. Then ever since then, it hasn't worked out well, but I've never intentionally combined the two. This kind of just happened to coincide with each other. And it worked. It worked incredibly well. So I don't know what it is about kratom that might have helped with this, but it did. Now, on the blue cheese side, for those of you who don't know, the reason why it helps, create these ridiculous, wacky, very real dreams has something to do with how the mold in the cheese interacts with your brain while you're dreaming. And I looked up a little bit about this, and it says that blue Stilton in particular, but I mean, I've tried a bunch of different blue cheeses and it does work. But in this one specific study, it affected about 80% of participants, and it resulted in the most bizarre dreams, visions of talking animals, vegetarian crocodiles, and warrior kittens, it says. And that, I think, is fascinating because my wife, when she first did this years ago with me and took the blue cheese that night, she had a dream that she was this 1950s housewife, and I was coming home from work and some animals stopped by, some talking animals stopped by to have tea, and one of them was a crocodile, and they didn't eat meat. It's just fascinating. And then in another survey conducted in 2005 by the British Cheese Board, of course, it was reported 75% of men and 85% of women experienced unusual and odd dreams when they ate Stilton cheese before sleep. So there's definitely something going on here scientific. It's not just like a coinky-dink, this is actually a thing. And, it's a harmless thing. It's really neat. So definitely give it a try. But when it comes to adding the kratom, which now my recommendation stops and it's more just my experience, I don't know why it worked so well, but it kicked it into drive. It made it so that it was as if it was my first blue cheese experience again. So I just think that is so neat. It's a really fun tidbit. And I don't know, I thought that would be an interesting way to end season 3 is with that really fun, spontaneous note of, this is what happened to me in my dreams last night. And really, really cool that kratom kind of helped kick it into gear again after, it hasn't worked a few times. I don't try this all the time, I've probably only tried it 5 or 6 times over the past 5 or 6 years, but but it's just really neat that it worked out. So that's really fun. And I didn't want to talk about my dream, during the episode, because I know that when you tell people about your dreams, they just kind of zone out after a little while because you just know that it's not real. And there's something about someone telling you their whole dream that's just like, by the end, it's really difficult to have paid attention the whole time. So I wasn't going to tell you about it. But, just to get the point across of how, crazy it was, I dreamed a number of different, very strong, vivid dreams. There were talking animals everywhere, and there was flying involved. There were missions. That's the other thing about the dreams, and this is reported by a lot of people who take blue cheese too. The timeline, there is time dilation, and by that I mean, when you're in your dream, in real life, while you're sleeping, maybe you sleep for 5 minutes, but you have a dream that's like 20 minutes. That's time dilation. So there's extreme time dilation. You can live like a day, 2 days, 3 days in your dream when you're asleep for 8 hours, It's really, really wild, and it's an experience. And you wake up and you don't feel exhausted or anything, obviously, but it's like you just lived 3 days doing things, and then you wake up and it's like, oh, now I'm well rested. So that happens to people. And that happened to me. I had a very, very long experience. I don't know how many days it was. It was like maybe like 1.5, maybe 2 days worth of things happening. But it's just surreal. You really, there's nothing like it, I don't think. So that is the way that I wanted to wrap up season 3, with a very strange random tidbit about how I had a crazy set of dreams last night, thanks to blue cheese and what I think was a major contribution, Kratom. So there you go. Well, I hope that you all really enjoyed hearing this strange tidbit to round out season 3. But, more importantly, I hope that you all enjoyed season 3. I feel like season 1, I was just, getting my bearings as an amateur first-time podcaster, setting up my microphone and learning how to put the tracks down behind my stuff and getting into the flow of it. Season 2, really getting down to business, figuring out how to research this stuff, learning more about the basics of Kratom. Season 3 was kind of like a combination of those two things, but on top of that, now we were tapping into this, amazing community by having these conversations with everyday Kratom users and vendors. And I just learned so much from everybody, and I really enjoy hearing about their experiences and gaining all the knowledge that they've gained and kind of piggybacking on that. And then going from there and learning more about Kratom with that new knowledge, I just love it. And I've learned so much from everyone. So a huge shout out to everybody that I've been able to have a conversation with, or multiple. It's really valuable to me, your time and your insight. So a huge thank you to Tristan from Texas, Chris from Happy Hippo, Sean from Philly Kratom, Victor and Alex and Amanda at Etha Natural Botanicals, Yakub from the European Kratom Alliance, Mohammed from Dubai, and Joey from Joey Talks. You all have shared your knowledge with me, your experience with me, and I'm learning so much more because of it, and you helped make this show really, really interesting. So thank you all so much. Season 4, who knows what's in store? Who knows what's next? Tomorrow we're going to be finishing off the week by starting off the season, so we'll see what happens. But for now, keep on keeping on. Have a great rest of your day. Thank you so much for listening, and we will be back with Season 4, Episode 1 tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.